This is a mindfulness practice, and you'll notice at the beginning that I'm going to be very much focusing on lungs, and I did a little bit yesterday, but I don't think I said that. So when you're ready, going to come to our feet, and as we did a little bit yesterday, we're going to do some warm-ups. So this is a really good warm-up as you go from side to side. It's moving all your energies, and it's beginning to activate your circulation in your body, which, if you're activating your circulation, you are increasing blood flow. Standing up, you're giving space for that blood to the organs in your, certainly your lower abdominal area. So, and effectively more oxygen in and more toxins out opportunity. So just from side to side. And resetting your energy, and then gently begin to slow your circle and come very, very gently to stillness. Lift and roll your shoulders. That opens the gateway of energy up to your head. And then just come with your feet comfortably hip width apart. And as before, this will be slightly different. Raising your hands. If anybody has got stiff shoulders, you can always keep your elbows bent. But if that's good, raising your hands up and pressing your feet into the ground. Breathing out, a lateral stretch. You're opening and stretching your intercostal muscles, which will help with your breathing capacity. Breathing in, come to the center. And breathing out, you can bounce in and out if you'd like, or keep it a static pose. Just stretching the intercostal muscles on the other side. And inhaling, coming to the center, stretching up. Feel your abdomen slightly engage as you stretch up. Breathing out, turn to one side a little bit, or as much as you're able to, and you can bounce in and out again. And coming back to the center, and breathing out, turning to the other side. Coming to the center, and this time lower your hands gently down. Step your feet slightly hip width apart. And if that's helpful, or you're able to do this, just bend your knees as you lower down. Now, how far you come down is up to you. You can come a little bit, or you can come to a squat almost, opening your hips. But wherever you decide to come, once you've settled there, breathing out, turn to the left. Feel the stretch along your left side. Breathing in, come to the center. And breathing out, turn to the other side. And come to the center. Separate your hands and place them behind your calves. And bend in, your head is down, your elbows are out. Just a stretch. And then bend your knees. You can straighten your feet and begin to roll up vertebra by vertebra to a standing position. And just lift and roll your shoulders. You might want to just bring your feet slightly hip width apart, but you feel free to adjust throughout this practice. This is very strange, this exercise, but it exercises just about every joint. And you'll see this in parks out in China, where they literally, as they bend their knees, you're flying. So you can see here that I'm putting pressure on my feet, my ankles, my knees. I'm stretching my muscles a little bit. How much I fly and how much I move my arms is up to me. But a bird, when it flies, tends to bend its wings. So you can, again, bend your elbows however much you want. You can feel your shoulders moving, your elbows, you can feel your wrists, and even the air just flowing past the end of your fingers. This really is a very simple and complete movement, albeit that it looks slightly strange. But anyway, just then finish your flying. And again, just lifting and rolling your shoulders. So this next exercise, part of the series, is just placing your hands below your navel. Your hands will naturally follow that point, and that's part of your lower dantian in the Chinese medicine points. And as you breathe in, lift your hands, palms up, and then turn your palms and just go sweep over the top of your head. You don't actually have to touch the head. Breathing out, lower your hands. You're breaking the energetic connection between you and the outside world. So it's almost like smoothing your aura or breaking the electrical connection. It's people who are very sensitive to a lot of vibes find this quite useful. And then just releasing your hands. Lift and roll your shoulders again. This is opening the gateway of energy up to the head. And then inhaling, raising your arms up. You can look ahead or look up if you are able to. And just stretch your fingers out. Your thumbs come behind you, your little fingers come in front. And then breathing out, lower your hands and bring your head upright. And then just lift and roll your shoulders. And again on the lungs, this is a part of this series. If you place your hands on your waist, just note that you are creating space under your arms. So this is part of your upper lymph system. But each little triangle that you're creating here and here is opening your lungs. So again, with everything, there is an extreme way to do this and a very gentle way. But the more you bring your elbows back, of course, the more you're stretching your chest. And the chest, as I understand it, the muscles or the connective tissue in the chest and the diaphragm link through directly to the heart. So by doing this movement and bringing your elbows slightly back, lifting your chest, you'll feel a lovely stretch in the front of your body. And you are decompressing your internal organs where you might have been sitting. So again, it's a wonderful and very simple immune booster. And then just releasing your hands and just raising one arm upwards. You can bend at the elbow to go up. Breathing out, turn your head away from the arm this time. Breathing in, bring your head backwards or back to where it was and lower your arm. And then inhaling, raise the other arm. Breathing out, turn your head away from that arm. Breathing in, come back to center, and breathing out, lower your arm. Lift and roll your shoulders, and then come to lying on the mat, however is good for you. But classically, you'll be very ceremonial about it. Your hands will be at the heart. Your hands go out, then you bend down and you elegantly, which I'm not going to do, come down to the mat. So come down however that works for you. I'm going to put my hands on the ground, then come to kneeling, and then come to lying. And we're going to then start this practice. It is a mindfulness practice. And mindfulness yoga, if you're wondering, is doing movements in quite a slow, deliberate way, noting and taking the time to note the effects on the body. So coming to lying, you can have your knees bent or straight along the ground. And we're going to start by hugging the left knee. Doesn't matter if you do the other one, but start by hugging the left knee into the chest. My right foot is on the floor. You can extend your right foot along the ground if that feels good for you. And what you're doing here on the left side is it's a semi-supine position that you're adopting. So you're working on stretching out and releasing your lower back. And while you're holding your left knee into your chest, just explore toes up, heels extend, and relaxing your foot, and then heels extending again and relaxing the foot. You can even point the foot away, just be careful not to get cramped. Extending the heel and relaxing. And then just gently circle the ankle in one direction. You're boosting your energy, you're beginning to activate the circulation in your body, and then circle your ankle, your left ankle, in the other direction. And then optionally, for anyone who's got hamstring concerns, you can drop your hand behind your left thigh and just stretch and extend your left foot upwards and extend your left heel. You will really feel that stretch along the back of your leg. You can bring your heels slightly closer to your face. That will stretch it even more, and you can optionally slide your hands up the back of your leg. That will stretch it even more. So then just release. Hug your left knee into your chest. Circle your left knee a couple of times one way. So we're transferring our focus to the hips now, and then just move your knee a couple of times in the other direction. Just easing off your hips, and then supporting your left knee and leg as you place your left foot back down on the ground. And transferring both your focus attention to your right leg as you bend your right knee in towards your chest. Just enjoying the stretch along the right side. Your left foot can stay where it is, or if you want the extra stretch, then you can extend your left leg along the ground. And again, just enjoy that hugging the knee into the chest. It's releasing a lot of pressure along the lower back, so the lower back, but also the upper sacral area. And the other point to make is that this is a variation of a yoga pose called Apanasana. And Apana is one of the 5 energies, Apana particularly governing the lower abdominal energy. So when we're stressed or stiff or whatever, energy stagnates at the foundational energy of the Apana energy. So this is one way of just moving everything along. And it's also very good for lower back pain and not so glamorous constipation. So then just dropping your hands to underneath your right thigh. And before you lift your leg up, you can just extend your right heel and just relax it. And extend your right heel and relax. You can carry on. Just make sure you don't get cramped. And extend your right heel. And either relax or point. One of the benefits of pointing your feet is that you stretch the top of your toes, or the top of your foot rather, and the top of your foot again tunes into the lymph system in Chinese reflexology. But then very, very gently circle your ankle in one direction, very gently, waking up your right side. And then very gently circle your ankle in the other direction. And then optionally, you can extend, keeping a bend in your right knee, by all means, your leg, your right foot upwards. You can extend your heel, you don't have to straighten your leg. And again, optionally, you can slide your hands along the back of your leg, as little or as much as you would like. Just feel that stretch. You can accentuate that stretch by stretching your right heel. And you can also accentuate that stretch by just gently bringing your whole right leg and foot towards your face. Just note, if your chin shoots up, that's too much for you. Just try extending the back of your neck so that your chin doesn't shoot up. And then just very gently slide your hands down the back of your right leg, bend your right knee in. Just very gently circle your right knee in one direction. Feel the movement of your upper leg in the hip socket. When we walk, it's brilliant and that ticks all kinds of boxes, but what it doesn't do is give the hip a complete rotational movement. So this does that, but without any weight on the body, because the ground's taking your weight, and then just very gently circle your knee in the other direction. And now hug your right knee into your chest, and then let the left knee join it so that both knees are hugged into your chest. And you can have your knees together, or you can slightly part your knees, which is generally easier on the lower back. And just slightly rock from side to side and explore massaging across your lower back and what I would call upper sacral area. And you'll notice that as you move your knees towards you and away from you as a variation, that you can get different parts of your lower back. The further the knees go away from you to arm's length, you'll get a major acupressure point sitting at the top of your bottom, really. Then if you hug your knees closer in, you'll go more along your back. So each of us will have a preference as to where we like to hug in and release. It is a brilliant back massage and using your weight of your body to do the work for you. And then hug your knees in centrally, slide your hands down your shins and hold your ankles. Your big toes will sort of go towards each other, but it's a very soft variation of happy baby pose. If that's too strong, slide your hands up to your shins again so that they're not opening quite so much. But the inner groin is being stretched slightly, and that again is focusing on the lymph system of the lower body, the lower lymph system, so opening your groin like this. And again, you can rock gently from side to side. All part of our immune system, which obviously is hugely relevant today. And then just gently slide your hands up, hug your knees in once more, rocking from side to side. And then gently, if the space is available, roll to your right side, only because you're rolling away from your heart, but whatever works for you, come to the side, take your time, no sudden movement, and then come gently up to a seated position. And come with your, if any of you have got dodgy knees, I'm going to sit cross-legged, a loose cross-legged position. If you can sit with your legs out, if this isn't good for you, you can also sit on a block, if that's helpful to tip your pelvis forward. We're not going to stay here too long. But I'm just going to invite you to sit either with your hands up, or you can actually hold your knees, hold your shins to support you. And just as an awareness, just slightly tilt to one side and notice when your muscles start to engage, stop you falling over. Come back upright to center and then just very gently tip. Slightly, chin tucks in slightly over to the other side. Just notice when your muscles start to engage, keeping you upright. Come back to the center. Just slightly lean back, lifting your chest. And again, notice how your abdominal muscles start to engage to stop you falling backwards. Come to the center. And then again, lengthening your body, just slightly tip forward and notice when you naturally want to stop and how that impacts on your hips. And then come to the center. Take one hand slightly out at the side, just slide it along, bend your elbow and just come to the side. So the trick, you can extend your arm if you want to, but the trick is to open outwards like a clam. You're not coming forwards. Opening outwards keeps the integrity of the pose, which becomes a lateral stretch. by all means open your hands out and tapping your chin to your chest. Tummy or abdomen comes into the spine as you press your other hand down to support you to come up and lower that arm. And again, bending your elbow, just lift your up chin. My chin's coming in. I'm sliding my hand. I'm not coming very far actually. I'm imagining as I'm between two panes of glass, which gives a very different sense of a stretch. You stretch less, but more thoroughly. Tummy or abdomen in to support you to come up. And then just place your hands comfortably on your knees or on your shins and just slightly come forward, resting. Calming, a forward bend calms the nervous system. And then sitting upright. And we're going to come to hands either side of ourselves, of our legs, and coming now to kneeling. We're going to warm the spine in a cat-cow movement. So hands are fingers apart, but your focus is on your thumb and your index finger. So the thumb and the index finger really do press down, they secure your toes. Your knees are comfortably apart. And classically, it always used to be that your toes were tucked under, but then tradition changed and toes are tucked flat. So it's toes however you want to, but today in yoga tends to be toes untucked. So breathing in, dipping your back and either looking up, or if your neck is not great with this, then just look along the mat. Breathing out, rounding, chin comes to chest. And again, breathing in, dipping your back, looking up or along the mat. And breathing out, rounding, chin to chest. Dipping your back. Again, classically, you would initiate the rounding from the base of the tailbone, but some people like to think of just the center of the tail and the back being picked up. I like to initiate from the base, but it's a personal preference, chin to chest. I then come to a neutral position. And wherever you've got your feet, just have them flat now, because I wanted to introduce that concept again of the tops of the feet tying into the immune system, the lymph system. If you just tap your feet on the mat, you can basically just begin to activate energy through the top of your feet. And that again is boosting your immune system and your lymph system. Just a subtle vibration, back tapping your feet on the ground. Now, we're going to come to down dog. If anybody here really doesn't want to do down dog, that's fine. Just keep with cat and cow again. But if you're happy to, tuck your toes. Just bring your bottom slightly away from your hands to take the weight off your hands and off your wrists. Feel free to adjust your hands to however it suits you. Abdomen in slightly. You're engaging about 10% of your capacity just to secure your abdomen and to protect your lower back. And then lift one knee and the other knee. Feel as you push your bottom away from you that you're lengthening your spine, but also feel that you can widen your feet. And then bend your knees, your back is lengthened, the weight of your bottom is away from your hands, and then begin to straighten your legs to whatever capacity works for you. And then just walk the dog by bending one knee and then bending the other knee. At any point, if you're getting dizzy, or that's too much for you, come back to your knees. Quite a strong pose. It's an inversion as well. But in any case, bend both knees now and come back to kneeling on the ground. And your hands move to the right to give space to your left foot to come upwards, and then your hands move back either side of your left foot. Normally, you should keep a knee to 90 degrees to protect the knee, certainly when you're in a standing pose. But here, because our hands are taking our weight, we can extend beyond the 90 degrees because the weight of our upper body is holding us, and can stretch your hips out. And then come back to your 90 degrees. Slide the left foot away, and then hands go to the left to give space to the right foot. Step or slide the right foot up, hands either side of the right foot, and just come beyond your 90 degrees if that's good for you. If it's not, then don't. Just stretching the hip. Feel that you're stretching from the tailbone to the top of the head, your spine stretching as well. And then just come back to your 90 degrees. Slide the right leg back. Tuck the toes. And then we're going to very, very gently roll up vertebra by vertebra to hanging forward. So it's a forward roll. Move your feet in, your hands back, bend your knees, and almost support the weight of your torso on your knees. Your knees are really bent to protect you. Your head hangs. If for some reason, again, you're dizzy, you don't want to come forward and hang, then come up. We're just going to stay here for a fraction longer, and then just releasing the hands. You can use your hands against your shins to walk you up, vertebra by vertebra, to standing. Take your time. When we've been on the floor, it's quite an effort to get your body up when you're moving slowly. So then just lift and roll your shoulders. And we're going to just take a moment into standing pose, mountain pose, Tadasana, Samastiti. Different traditions call it different things. Again, classically, you'd have your feet completely together, but we're in yoga therapy, so just have your feet slightly apart. And last we did when we were sitting, just move from side to side. Just get a sense of balance, where your feet connect with the ground. This is one of the greatest things as we, not just getting older, but at any point, when we don't pay attention, our feet don't engage properly on the ground, and that's when you can trip up and trip over even more easily than normal. And then come to the center and just explore slightly coming forward. And again, notice when your body engages its muscles to stop you falling, coming back to center and slightly back. And then when you come to the center again, you'll have potentially a better sense of balance, where the feet connect from, imagine across your big toe and your little toes across there, almost the center of your heel. You're grounded, you're totally connecting with the ground. And then lift and roll your shoulders. Bring your thumbs together. You can keep your elbows bent at any point, but presuming that's good for you, just raise your hands and just gently sway like a palm tree in the breeze from side to side. This simple movement works on many levels, and you'll find this in Ayurveda, which is the medicine side of yoga, for one of its classic healing poses. And one of the points they make is like a tree. Rigidity doesn't help. It's so strengthening. It's like a weakness. So being able to sway from side to side with the wind, but as it works with several energies, and then just take stand centrally. And either look up, head slightly back, but if that's not good, look straight ahead. Just a slight back bend. Bring your head back to center, and then just lower your arms and lift and roll your shoulders. So a balance. There are several choices. For those of you who love doing tree, by all means do a tree, but you can keep your toes on the ground. But for those people who aren't tree fans, then another alternative version is to clasp the hands, reverse up, and just lift and turn until you can see me. lift the heels. That's also a balance. So whatever works. If you're in tree, come to lower that leg and come then to the other side. And just go to your tree, wherever it works for you. The balance, or the purpose of the balance, is it takes all your attention. You can't think of much when you're balancing. And so it becomes a mindfulness exercise in its own right, but not if you're wobbling so much that you fall over, in which case take whatever version suits you. And then when you're in time, lower your foot back down to the ground and just once more come to go from side to side. And moving your energies through, and then come to the center, bring your hands together, and then come once more back down to the earth, however works for you. You can come down in a squat, or you can just bend, bring your hands to the ground, and once more come back to kneeling, and then coming to sit with your bottom on the mat and your feet out in front of you. You can take the flesh out from under your bottom just to support that seated position. Bounce your legs. I don't know if you can see me doing that. That sets up a vibration in your legs. It's quite good for your circulation. You can rub your legs, or some people like to pat their legs. Again, it's just boosting your circulation. You can extend that to your arms. You can pat your chest, pat your tummy, rub under the legs. And then instead of asking you this time to lie on your tummy, I'm just going to invite you to place your hands where you want to. Classically in yoga, you have your hands, fingers forward and arms down. But again, that's quite classic. And for yoga therapy, just be comfortable. Have your hands out wherever you would like them. And just have a sense of lifting your chest. You can look forward or you can look up. Just depends on your neck. And feel that you can adjust your hands, maybe move them slightly backwards. And this movement is effectively a back bend. You're lifting at the diaphragm area and you're creating or giving your chest, your abdominal organs a lot of space in the front. So you're allowing, you're decompressing your front and allowing more blood through your organs ultimately to function optimally, but you're just giving your body a little break. If that's heavy on your neck, then just bring your chin forward. You can just look up with your eyes. Just time to stretch out for you. And then just relax and come to lying once more on the mat with your knees bent and your feet hip width apart. And we're going to come into a very gentle pelvic tilt. So your hands are palms down and you flatten your back as if you're going to lift your bottom, but you don't need to. And then just relax your back down. So you're getting a movement of a pelvic tilt. Again, brilliant for your back, flattening your back as if you're going to lift your bottom, and then just releasing down. And again, flattening your back. And just releasing down. Keep your legs where they are and your back and bottom where it is. And just gently bend your elbows, clasp your wrists loosely, and raise your clasped hands above your head. Your hands don't have to touch the floor behind you. If you want to slide your hands in to touch your elbows, that's fine as well. And you'll notice that this is a repetition of a back bend again. You're stretching, you're giving space to your diaphragm, you're stretching in the front of your body. Here, you're additionally opening up under the arms, but if that is too much for you, if that's tight, then just bend your elbows and perhaps just rest your hands on your abdomen as a lower opening. The choice is up to you. But just enjoy that stretch. For those of you with your hands above your head, you can just move both hands slightly to one side and feel the stretch along the opposite side. Come back to the center and then just very gently stretch out and come to the other side and feel that lateral stretch under your arms. But as I said, you're very welcome to keep your hands at a lower level on your abdomen if that's tight under your arms. And then come back to the center and then just lower your arms back down. Hug your knees into your chest and just enjoy just gently rocking from side to side, and you can let your knees travel away from you and hug them into your chest. If you're particularly abdominal focused, then there's a subtle difference between hugging your knees into your chest, where your hands do the work, or letting your hands sit on your knees and actually your tummy or your abdominal muscles does the work to bring your knees in. It's a very different focus. Most people find it more comforting just to let their hands do the work. But again, this is a very easy position to explore your abdominal tone by letting your abdominal muscles do the work. Just options. And then just relax, rock from side to side. And come to roll to one side or come to rock up and down, however works for you, to come to a seated position once more. And sit when you're up with your legs out in a V. This is going to be a modification of something called Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. Normally that has one leg bent, but we're going to just do it with the legs out. If you sit in a V with your legs out and extend your heels, maybe one at a time, and feel the inside of your leg, you'll feel a muscle activating along the inside of your leg. And this is a psoas muscle. It's implicated as often in women being slightly not 100% functional. It's connected to women who go horse riding often do develop this, but it can often just slightly tune out. So by extending your heels and just feeling the inside, you can feel that muscle just slightly tensing. It connects to the second chakra, so your abdominal chakra, lower abdominal chakra, and it's very much implicated with fear. If you're fearful, this can often go out of balance. Anyway, just hands either side, just lengthen your body and turn towards one leg. I don't mind which leg. Hands either side of that leg. Extend your heels and then just gradually walk either your hands on the mat or the floor, or you can walk down your leg, coming to a comfortable position, and wherever your hands stay, just relax forward. You're slightly lengthening from the tailbone to the top of the head, and then just relaxing and bending forward. So this is a slightly forward bend. It's calming for the nervous system. It opens you up along your spine, along the vertebra. And I don't know if any of you saw a documentary, well, it was a news report yesterday, that people in hospital who are very seriously ill with this coronavirus are put on their fronts to allow the breath to go into their backs. It eases their breathing. So effectively, you're doing that. You're just accessing your back for a change. And the other thing is that your adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys. So in this slightly forward position, you're beginning to calm your nervous system. A forward bend does that anyway. And it's a slight rotation because you're turning towards one leg, and it's also a slight hip opener as your hips are opening, also your lymph glands at the hip level, lower hip level. Brilliant for men. Anybody who's worried about prostate cancer, this is giving space or energetic space to that lower gland pathway. Using your hands to walk you up, right? Come to the center, maybe put your hands down just to stretch, maybe look up slightly, but just have a sense of stretching and lengthening, neutralizing that rotation. And then sitting upright again and gently turning as little or as much as you would like to the other leg. And the same thing, lengthen, but just slightly come forward. Lengthen. You can either go along the floor or you can put your hands on your legs. It's a relaxing pose. Just slide to come forward as little or as much as you would like. Calming for the nervous system, opening along the back of the spine, space for the kidneys and the adrenals, a rotation and a lower hip opener. So the simple pose is ticking quite a lot of boxes. And in yoga teacher training, they'll often take this pose and analyze every muscle that's being used because it's such a simple pose and yet it ticks so many functions. The other thing is that the back of your neck as you're coming forward is long, and so blood is in theory allowed or being encouraged to travel up to the head. So it boosts your creativity and your mental function, albeit that it's a calming pose. And then slightly bring your lower abdomen in, even to come upright, to slide your hands up that leg. And then just bring your hands under your legs or support your legs to bring your legs closer together. Once more, just bounce your legs, maybe take the flesh out from underneath you. And this becomes a much more classic forward bend. So you're lightly touching the floor to lengthen your body and then abdomen in. You're just walking your hands slightly forward, coming slightly forward, bend. If you are in a waiting room ever, when we come out of all this, and you can put a rolled up jumper at your tummy level to lift you at your abdominal level, just to come forward a little bit more. You can always do this in a waiting room. It's just calming in the system, giving your body a calming relaxation. And then sliding your hands once more up your legs to come sitting upright. And I'm going to take my left hand, I know I'm not mirroring you, to my right thigh. My right hand goes behind me. I'm going to lengthen my spine and just very gently turn towards my right shoulder. My head should be the last thing to turn, and my shoulders should be low, away from the ears. Just a twist or a rotation. And a rotation lengthens your spinal muscles on one side. So it's realigning for the spine. Any rotation is realigning for the spine, but only within your capacity, never too much. Come very, very gently back to the center. You might like to just take a halfway compensatory pose, just coming slightly forward. Sliding your hands back up, lengthening your body, and then I'm taking my right hand to my left thigh, my left hand behind me, trying to make sure that my shoulder's not hunched up, lengthening my body, and then just gently turning. Each time you breathe in, you press down with your hand, lengthening your body, and then turn. The head is the least important here. The rotation is more important than the head. head is the last thing to turn. And you'll feel this rotation is at your navel area, your digestive system. Different rotations work different parts of the spine. So again, you're boosting up your digestive system in this particular rotation. And then come once more back to the center, lengthen your spine, and then just very gently slide your hands down once more. We're compensating for the rotational movement that we've made by coming forward. Just breathing in and out. And then we come to our final pose, so you can either come to relaxing and lying on the floor, or you can join me in a seated, very short relaxation, entirely up to you. Classically here, you come to corpse pose, so you'll just rest and relax on the floor, or you can have your knees bent, or sit with me for a moment just to go relax, as I just take you through a very gentle and small wind down. So choose where you'd like to be, and just wherever you are, slightly tense your toes and relax them. Tighten and tense your bottom and your leg muscles and relax. Activate by your chest by either lifting it up from the ground or lifting from your chest, lifting up like a dog with a D-collar and clip the lead on. Just lifting and then just relaxing. Consciously lift your shoulders up towards your ears, and consciously round and lower your shoulders away from your ears. Tense your hands and your arms and just release and relax. And then very gently turn your head from one side to the center and turning to the other side and the center. And imagine now, as you bring your attention to the base of your nostrils, breathing in through your nostrils, the air is slightly cool as you breathe in, and you go to a point in the center of your head as you imagine it. You mist the air in, and the air as you breathe out mists down like an internal shower, all the way down your body, leaving your body through the soles of the feet, taking with it anything you don't want today. And once more, bring your attention to the base of your nostrils, breathing in air to the point of the center of your head as you imagine that to be, and misting the air like a shower all the way down through your body, leading through the soles of your feet. And now pick a color that you resonate with today, and imagine breathing in that colored air through your nostrils to the point in the center of your head, and breathing out your colored air all the way down, healing colored air, healing as it goes, restoring everything within your body to normal, everything's pink and healthy and glowing. All the way down, anything you don't want, any thoughts, just put them in your mist and let them leave once more through the soles of the feet, going back to the earth. And take a moment to be aware of where you are, what parts of your body are connecting to the mat, connecting to the floor. And take a moment to move any fingers and toes if that feels good for you to do so. Maybe hug your knees into your chest if you're lying on the floor. Just move your head maybe, drop your chin to your chest. And wherever you are, take this moment to take a mental bow for yourself, wishing yourself the rest of the day happy and calm, peaceful day. And either physically or mentally, imagine bringing your hands to your heart, imagine taking that bow for yourself. and have a lovely day ahead. And thank you very much for joining me.